Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda Rose, and if you do not already know, I am a high school teacher in Brooklyn, New York, and most of my content is about teaching, about fashion, or just about lifestyle in general. And today, we're going to be talking about teaching, specifically 10 reasons why I love teaching. I think sometimes when we're constantly talking about how to improve our skills, or when we're constantly talking about the difficulties of teaching, the reasons why we love what we do can sometimes get lost in the conversation. And so I've seen a few YouTubers already talk about this, and I wanted to give my input for why exactly I love teaching so much. So let's get straight into the video. If you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to my channel to see more content. Check me out on Instagram. I will link my handle in the description bar, and let's get straight into this video. 10 reasons why I love teaching. Number 1, I love building relationships with my students. Now I know usually the whole content and curriculum should be first, but that is my favorite thing about teaching. I love that I get to meet new teenagers every single school year. I love working on building relationship, getting to know them, sharing things about myself, and really just building respect for them, and hopefully in return that they would have a mutual respect for myself. And so I love that. I love being able to continue the relationship after they graduate, being able to still reach out, ask if they need help, check in on them, how they're doing in college, share common interests. Number 2, I love that teaching provides an opportunity to be creative. So many years of my life, I would always say I'm not a really creative person. I'm not a creative person. And I think it's because my idea of creativity was possibly drawing or writing poetry. And there's so many different forms for us to be creative. And I realized, wait a second, every single time I sit down and create a lesson for my students, and I'm thinking about ways to be engaging, thinking about ways to make it fun, thinking about ways to provide information, thinking about ways that they then can take what they've learned and apply it, that is me expressing my creativity. And so I've never viewed it that way until I really had to take a step back, and until other people were like, oh wow, I really like that presentation. Oh wow, how did you do that? And it was something that I just started to realize, well, wait a second, this is me being creative. And so I love that about teaching, that it provides that creative outlet for me. Number 3, I love that teaching provides an opportunity to learn about the world. Because the world is constantly changing, and because education and curriculum should be changing as well and adapting to new information that may come out, I love that it creates us to be lifelong learners. And I learn about the world, but specifically also the world of my students. Having a conversation with them, just getting to know what their day-to-day life is like, what do they think about current issues that are happening. I love that part about education, because we are literally hearing, or teachers are hearing so many different perspectives in a given day, and I learn so much from my kids. I learned so much from my colleagues. I learned so much from just researching to make sure that the information and to make sure that the lessons are accurate. And so that's one thing that I definitely love about teaching, is that you just learn so much about the world. Number 4, I love that I get to see my students grow. There's nothing better than having a student that may have struggled academically, and then at the end of the school year being able to see their progress, and not just academics, but also them as people, seeing their character develop. You really do see different human beings at the end of the school year, or there may be things about them that you just didn't know prior, and because they've built a relationship with you, you get to see another side of them. And that is one of the best experiences, having students that are really shy in the beginning when it comes to presentations, and then seeing them address their whole class at the end of the school year. whether it be a different presentation, whether it be sharing their political or social opinions, and just seeing them blossom is such a rewarding opportunity and one of the greatest reasons why I love being in the classroom. Number 5, the topics of discussion are endless. Again, because I have seniors, high school, and government and economics, I feel like we can literally talk about things that are on either side of the spectrum. We can talk about current events. We can talk about a personal experience that they had that was connected to current events, but then we could talk about something that's happening across the globe. We can talk about something that happened 100 years ago. It is endless. And so that's one of the greatest reasons why I love teaching. Is one, because I love talking, and then 2, I get to have these conversations that are just all over the place. There are really no boundaries, and I really do enjoy that about being in the classroom. Number 6, I love teaching because I get to have fun. Not everything about teaching is wompy womp and do this, do that, why isn't anyone listening? I laugh so much in the classroom, whether it be just because of the things that students say, and they're not even trying to be funny, but they just naturally are, or maybe there is a joke that was intentionally said, or something random that happened, or if I tripped and almost fell, and there's just so much about the classroom that can be fun. And that's one of the reasons that I think I've also been able to build really strong relationships with my students, is because there is a nice balance between fun, learning, seriousness, let's get to it, and then let's kind of take it easy for a second. So I love that I get to have fun. Number 7, I love that I get to share my passion with everyone in my classroom. I love history. I genuinely love learning about historical events. And so to be able to teach history, to teach economics, government, and have all of these topics come together and then be able to share this passion with my students is one of the greatest reasons why I love history. I genuinely love what I teach, and I hope that that also comes across to my students, and that's also why I enjoy teaching. Number 8, I love that I get to challenge students beyond their personal limitations. So many, not just students, but people in general, have no idea what they are fully capable of. And I love that I get to be a part of that process and of that journey and pushing students beyond their limitations. Even something as simple as being able to write a 5-page paper, or being able to do a presentation in front of your classmates, or being able to cite properly. All of these things that may seem foreign to some students, and then seeing that they were capable of doing so much more than even what the original expectation was. And I just like that I am a part of that process. I am a part of pushing them and challenging them so that they could grow in who they are as people, that they can grow in their thinking, that they can grow in just their belief of what they're capable of, and hopefully that trickles outside of the classroom so that it's not just something they can do here, but when they go out into the real world, that they also believe that twice as much. Number 9, I love that I'm inspired by other educators. All of the brilliant and creative teachers that I am around. And so many teachers just are underrated. And the things that they do in their classroom, the level of creativity, the level of knowledge, it blows me away every single time. And so I get inspired by the people that I work with. I am constantly asking for ideas and how they did something so that I can do it in my classroom as well. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I love teaching, is because being around excellent educators challenges me to also be a better educator. Number 10, teaching is fulfilling my purpose. I genuinely 100% believe that I am supposed to be a teacher. I've wanted to be a teacher ever since I was a child. I've always loved explaining things, learning, sitting down with someone and just teaching a process. I get joy out of teaching. And so I do believe that it is my purpose. I do not think that the organization of education be the best, but when I think about my personal individual life and how I'm supposed to contribute to the world, I do believe that teaching is my purpose. And so there is no greater feeling than knowing that this is what you're supposed to be doing. This is how you're supposed to be contributing to society. This is how you make a difference. And so that is why I love teaching. These are my 10 reasons. I hope that you guys enjoyed. And of course, I would love for you to write in the comments below and tell me some of the reasons why you love teaching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like this video. And I will see you guys in the next one.